Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 6 are going to present about business law. Next, this is my team members that consists of 5 people. Question 6. Hannah appointed Danny as her agent to purchase accounting application software to be used by her company. Hannah stated that the price of the software must not exceed 10,000 ringgit. Danny exceeded his authority by purchasing the software from his friend Alma at the price of 15,000 ringgit.
For the first question, predict in which situation Hannah may have to pay for the software. In this case, Danny went overboard in his authority by buying the accounting application software from his friend Amma. The limit of purchasing the software has been stated from the principal, which is Hannah, only 10,000, but the software that Danny purchased is 15,000. In section 149, contract 1950, state that principal has the option to choose either wants to ratify or disowns the action, but there are only a few circumstances that the contract can be ratified. For Hannah and Danny's case, Hannah can disown Danny acts. This is because there are specific conditions that must be met for a contract to be validly ratified. One crucial factor for valid ratification is that the agent must act on the behalf of the principal in an identifiable manner. Ratification occurs when the principal, with full knowledge of the agent's unauthorized action, accept or acknowledge those actions. There is the same legal case between Kelly Method and COV Duran 1901 AC 240, where Robert as an agent and Kelly as a principal. In Hannah and Danny cases, Danny bought the software at higher price, and Danny must not allow Amma thinks that he is principal, because if the agent act in his own name, then Hannah cannot ratify her action. Danny acted in his own name and failed to make it clear that he is representing Hannah's interest. That might Hannah have grounds to disown Danny's actions.
Other than that, Danny also exceeded the authority of Hannah. In general, exceeded authority is when an agent has gone beyond or overpowers the instruction explicitly granted by the principal. Based on this case, Hannah appointed Danny as her agent and provided specific instruction regarding the purchase of accounting software. For the first implication, which is violation of instruction, it happens when originally the role of an agent is to act on behalf of the principal by carrying out tasks within the scope of authority that granted by the principal. So in this situation, Danny violated the instruction provided by Hannah by purchasing the software at a price that exceeded the agreed upon limit. Next implication is unauthorized action. It occurs when they make decisions that were not explicitly authorized by the principal. Here, Danny was not authorized to purchase the software at a price higher than 10,000 ringgit, where any action taken by the agent beyond the specific limit are considered unauthorized. To summarize, exceeding authority in an agency relationship is a serious matter as it goes against the fundamental principles of agency law. It involves a breach of the trust and confidence the principal places in the agent, and it may have legal consequences.
It is clearly shown that Hannah has a strong legal basis to disown and not being obligated to pay the excess of the software, which is 5,000, since Danny acted outside of Hannah's power and violate the limit by the principal. In this situation, Hannah only needs to pay the original amount she stated, which is 10,000. The excess sum of software is Danny fully responsibility that he needs to pay to Amma. The principal outlined in contract ACT 1950, Hannah's rejection of the unauthorized purchase could be justified under Section 182, as Danny exceeded the specified authority. Hannah's decision is in line established principles of agency law, which emphasize the importance of agents acting within the bound of their authority as defined by the principal.
Question 2. What if Hannah find out later that Danny also received some commission amount 1,000 ringgit from Amma? The issue in this scenario is whether Hannah has legal right against Danny after finding out that he also received a commission from Amma. This raises question about Danny's breach of fiduciary duty as an agent, and the potential legal consequences for his action. Rule of law. Fiduciary duty is an agent owes a duty to act in the best interest of the principal. They must avoid conflict of interest and disclose any potential conflict to the principal. Breach of fiduciary duty can lead to legal consequences, and remedies may include damage or other equitable relief. Breach of duty occurs when someone has responsibility to act in the interest of another person and fail to do so. The acceptance of commission from Amma without Hana's knowledge could raise concern and divided loyalty. Danny, as Hana real estate agent, is obligated to exercise a high standard of care in representing Hana interests. In agency law of relationship, an agent is generally expected to act within the scope of their authority and follow the instruction provided by the principal. The relationship between the real estate agent and client is governed by agency law. Agents are bound by the term of the agency agreement with the client. The agent is obligated to follow the client instruction, act in the client's best interest, and maintain a duty of loyalty. The agent also typically prohibited from receiving unauthorized benefit from third parties such as commission without the principal's knowledge and consent. Unauthorized benefit can create conflict of interest.
Next, for the argument, the abuse of power and possible conflict of interest provide Hannah the legal right to sue Danny. Initially, since Danny did not behave within the limitation that Hannah had established, it might be claimed that they violated his fiduciary obligation by going above in the expenditure limits. The nation that Danny may have put its own interests ahead of Dana and compromised the integrity of the agency relationship is furthered by the acceptance of the commissions. Danny, as an agent, is obligated to act the principal's best interest and not use the agency relationship as a cover for personal gains. Danny violated his duty of the agency by accepting a commission from Amma without Hannah's knowledge or consent. For the application, by using these guidelines, Hannah has the right to sue Danny in court. Claim of violation of fiduciary responsibility or breach of contract resulting from the abuse of authority may seek remedies like getting back the extra money that was spent on the program. Hannah's case may be strengthened by the conflicts of interest, which highlights how crucial it is for the agent to remain completely faithful to their masters. Accepting commission from third parties can breach the fiduciary duty between Danny to Hannah. In this case, Danny has Hannah's agents on a fiduciary duty in the best interest of Hannah. Dami's decision to exceed the limit and purchase the software from his friend at a higher price and receive some commission, 10,000 ringgit, constitutes a breach of his fiduciary duty and violation of the explicit instruction given by Hannah. Furthermore, in the context of agency law, Danny and Hannah are likely in the agency relationship, with Hannah being the principal and Danny being the agent. The issue arises when Danny received the authorized benefit, which is commission of 10,000 ringgit, from his friend Amma without Hannah's knowledge and consent. As an agent, Danny is duty-bound to act solely in the best interest of Hannah, the principal. Danny is obligated in promptly disclose the information to Hannah. The failure to disclose such a commission would breach of Danny's fiduciary duty, as it may compromise Danny's ability to act solely in Hannah's best interest. Hannah's legal rights against Danny would hinge on the extent of the non-disclosure disclosure and may result in harm and loss suffered by Hannah. Remedies available to Hannah may include seeking damage equivalent to the commission received by Danny, the terminating the agency relationship, or pursuing the appropriate legal action to address the breach of the fiduciary duty.
Applying legal principles to the situation, Hannah's rights against Danny find support in established case law emphasizing the importance of fidelity in the agent-principal relationship. In the landmark case of Hilton v. United States 1796, the court held that agents owe their principals utmost good faith and diligence. Danny's actions surpassing the authorized spending limit align with the precedents set by cases like Matthew v. Fenwick 1893, when an agent's undisclosed action lead to legal repercussions. Basic agency law concepts, particularly the obligation of obedience and loyalty, are the basis of Hannah's legal claims against Dunning. Fundamental elements of the agent-principal relationship are called into question by Dunning's overspending and possible conflict of interest stemming from receiving a commission. Legislation pertaining to agencies requires agents to perform in a way that upholds their principal's orders, and this faith application devotion. The trust that is essential to the agency relationship is undermined by Dani's actions, which go against these ideals. Hannah is well within her rights to pursue remedies that serve to restore the fundamental components of obedience and loyalty in addition to addressing the financial fallout. Hannah may legitimately file a lawsuit against Dani using agency-related legal frameworks to correct the violations and bring the agent-principal dynamic back into compliance using the proper legal means.